Your book, your intro.
You gotta give me a little bit more heads up that I'm doing the intro here before I'm doing it.
Absolutely the
I
fuck
found out
not.
after I hit record which manga we were doing first. You kidding me?
Absolutely the fuck not. If you'd looked in our to record schedule, you would have seen that this is first.
That's never stopped us before. Oh, so this is unique because this is probably our first Fate original manga that we've done on the channel. Because normally, I guess, no, normally they're like it's an adaptation we've done. This one is originally the manga.
Yeah.
Um, and it is one of Fate's earliest spin-offs. There's actually a little bit of fun like lore on how it got started. I don't know if you read the like some of the middle like points that were like just the author writing a little like a little cartoon on the history of it.
I
You didn't
skimmed
have
them.
to, but yeah,
No, I skimmed them.
that's neat. So yeah, apparently this author was originally potentially slated to do what Elmo Lake Case Files eventually do, which is like, let's make a London series. And then the author didn't get the memo and wrote a Magical Girl series. Found out the memo after he'd already started on the drafts and presented both. And Type Moon still chose the Magical Girl series.
I'm somehow really disappointed by that, but also not too disappointed because this was good.
Okay, so you like
This
this?
was fun. This was a lot of fun. It didn't hurt me in the same way that Puella did.
Interesting, interesting. Like
Let me rephrase that. It has not hurt me yet in the way that Puella did.
that's fair. That's fair.
I'm
This
not
is
gonna say it won't hurt me.
for even Fate standards, much less comparing it to Puella or other like dark magic girl shows. This is a very straightforward girl series. Like you have to be told this is Fate, otherwise, I think.
Yeah, it's I
Like
was
if you
for
didn't
some
know these
reason,
characters,
yeah, up until kind of Herc pops out, I was kind of just like sitting there going like, is this truly Fate or is some did somebody just take some Fate characters and write a magical girl show, you know?
yeah, it's it's fascinating with this one how divorced it feels from the other Fate spinoffs in Type Moon.
Yeah.
Because this one is not a Fate spinoff, it is a Holy Fate Stay Night spinoff.
Yeah. And also, I for some reason I knew that the name was Fate Caledliner Prisma Illya. For some reason, I still in my soul did not expect Ilya to be so important. Does that make sense?
A little bit, actually. I mean, after the she didn't even get her own route in the Stay Night,
Yeah. And I was like, I don't know, I kind of like was just not and like even on the cover, Rin is bigger than her.
which
Like,
is
oh, sorry, by the way.
yeah, they officially localized this for people that didn't know.
Yeah.
Um, so I can give you two more fun, fascinating pieces of history regarding this series that I know off the top of my head. The mangaka that does this series, not the off. I don't know. I think it might be one of them.
The same
But
person, art and story by the same person, it says.
I believe there was another. Well, no, that might be that's important to the second arc. I'll leave that for later. The what is important though is Ruby, the Kaleido stick Ruby and Rin in her magical girl outfit do not originate from this series. They originated as a one-off gag from Fate Hollow Ataraxia that
Oh.
was like dubiously canon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But just it like you do in Type Moon, you take the gag and you run with it until it's been taken way too seriously.
Until it's no longer a gag.
Yep.
As one does, I find. Damn.
You've you've technically seen Rin as Kaleido Rin before once.
Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it.
It was in Carnival Phantasm. It was one of the cutaways for the stupid little Archwade magical girls
Yeah.
like previews.
Huh.
this series is so weird and like in the context of the Greater Type Moon.
But like
Um,
I kind of the series itself is kind of fantastic. Like reading this is actually really funny. It feels the most like okay, so like I've talked about this before in relation to J-drama, but I feel like this is a really good series to bring it up with when talking about manga. But Japan has like a specific type of like humor, right? Like there are just things that that like Japan does better than other places when it comes to like humor, right? And it's one of the things why I have kind of like that rule of thumb with dramas where I'm like, Chinese dramas are long and historic, Korean dramas are dramatic and emotional, and Japanese dramas are short and funny, right? Because in general, that is the kind of trend of each of those kind of like different countries in their media, right? Like their most popular media. Um, and this does not disappoint in terms of like visual gags, physical gags, um, like facial gags.
yeah, the artwork and I honestly think the panel layout for this series is fantastic. Like they do a really good job just plotting everything. It's surprisingly easy
It's
to follow as you read.
it's some wild work too, because I'm gonna be honest, I've got like a good example here, right, that I pulled up earlier. But like you've got like this panel, right, where this is like quintessential, like I would expect this to be coming out of Fate, right? Right? And then you literally turn one page, and it is the most magical girl ass, like, oh, oh, that you have ever seen.
it's it's crazy because it's parodying both Fate and Magical Girls at the
Wait, no, no, hang on.
exact same time.
Hang on. I've got one further. And then you turn one more page and you get this gem. This absolute gem.
Oh, here's something I want to ask you about because one of your favorite characters is actually a main character in this series, Forklift Lady.
Yeah, forklift lady.
What did you think of her being like suddenly brought to center stage after being a side character or a gag character for the entire time you've known her?
Well, obviously, 1,000 out of 10. Utter perfection. Truly, the best character in this entire series
I
is
love that.
Luvia.
I love that like she's got Bruce Wayne money in this series.
It's like everything I want from Luvia, right? Because when I think of Luvia, I think of forklift lady from Elmaloy, right? Hot forklift lady with Estrella, and now I have Bruce Wayne, magical girl, forklift lady, and like Bruce Wayne, magical girl is a wild take. But it really does feel as if Batman just put on a magical girl outfit.
I love that they like the Emiya like the Emiya family is sitting like, when did this mansion pop up?
Yeah, it just from nowhere. It's beautiful. It's truly stunning. Absolutely stunning.
Because this was the original concept, and this is why Rin and Luvia were brought in, was because unlike our current London series case files focused around Waver, the original London series was based off of a dojin that was just Rin and Luvia getting into pissing matches in London.
Well, also objectively, Luvia has the best magical girl outfit.
It
Like
is a
just
pretty good outfit.
objectively, I think it's the best. Um, I mean, they all have cool. I actually really like all of their outfits, but hers I like the most. I think this might be my favorite Fate thing that you've had me read.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
This
Well,
this this trick this ticked like all of my boxes for something that like you hand me a manga of something like this, I greatly enjoyed reading this. This was so much fun. Like this was well worth it.
I think
I think you know what it almost made me feel like?
hmm,
It almost gave me the same sense of joy as Magical Girl Ore.
it's very tongue in cheek with the
It's
with magical girl setting.
yeah.
It's very tongue in cheek with its fate setting too. Don't get me wrong. Rin standing over someone in a completely different context of can I be your mask? That's
Yeah, also I really appreciate Luvia going full in on skydive without a parachute if you believe you will survive. That's, god tier.
Can I just say I love that Ilya's entire reason she can fly is just because she's too dumb to realize that she probably shouldn't be able to.
Yeah, like gravity, I don't know what that is. I did
Just
not learn that concept. It is unfamiliar to me. Gravity can't affect me if I pretend it doesn't exist.
are these things that magical girls are meant to do?
Look, if denial got us magical powers, you and I both know that I would be, the strongest magical girl in the world.
I guess just since we've talked about Rin and Luvia a bit, what did you think of the Ilya, this version of Ilya, who is just a remarkably different character than normal Ilya,
Oh
and
yeah,
Miyu?
yeah, no. Ilya feels like a completely different character. I feel like because like in general, what you kind of, at least from my perspective, what you get from Ilya through the fake content I've already consumed is like a sort of like almost not helpless, but hopeless doll at times who just kind of is living in this like made up fantasy that doesn't exist, but she's trying to make happen, but it's never going to happen,
And
if
she
that
kind of
makes
knows it
sense.
too, which makes it even more depressing.
Yeah. Whereas here you've got like Ilya.
It's like everything the real, like not real Ilya, but the original timeline Ilya wants to be.
It's the antithesis of
Yeah.
original Ilya. Like the literal exact opposite.
So,
Um, Absolutely wild work.
and what about our other like magical
Oh,
girl?
Miyu?
Yeah,
Yeah. Miyu's probably Miyu's definitely funky because like she's so what's the word for it?
so
Uh
smart she's stupid.
yeah. It's almost like that level of she's just like she's so oblivious.
All points into intelligence, no points into wisdom.
Yes. Like yeah. Like this okay, let me put it in a way that makes sense to me. Um Miyu in this series knows that tomato is a fruit, but does not understand that it shouldn't go in a fruit salad and would put it together with like grapes and pineapple pieces. Do you know what I mean? And then she'd be like, "This is great. It's a fruit salad." Like that's what Miyu feels like in like the nicest way possible. Like street dumb.
Yeah.
Book smart street dumb. But I can kind of appreciate that, you know?
It makes for a very fun contrast with Ilya when they're together.
Yeah. Like it's got some funky interplay between the four characters because I think this might be this might be the most dynamic set of main characters that I've ever seen in a Fate series. Like out of all the stuff that you've given me, we've got four sort of main-ish characters, but they're very dynamic characters. So you've got, you know, magical girl Batman, Ilya, who's like personifying everything nice and cute and energetic, Miyu, who is book smart, street dumb, and then Rin, who's just
Ren, completely
yeah,
unchanged,
yeah,
unhinged.
Rin is just Rin, but Rin has always been unhinged.
Yeah.
And so it's such a dynamic set of characters, both in terms of personality and in actions taken, that the series is really exciting because you're not expecting any of what's gonna happen. It just happens, and it happens so fast.
Yeah. Like what was it? The Medea fight scene immediately shifting into a Saber Alter fight scene, and it's not the that's not the final card they collect.
Yeah, it just like it literally in a matter of like 1 to 2 pages can completely shift tone from one to a totally different thing. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely wild work. And I think the artist incorporates so many funny panels, even in the middle of like fight scenes. Like just genuinely funny panels where like a character's making like a weird face or like reacting in a specific way to kind of break up any sort of like genuine seriousness. Like, okay, we're in the middle of a fight, and then you've got this panel just pops up out of nowhere, you know?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, was I supposed to be taking this seriously? Obviously not. No seriousness needed to be taken here. None at all. None. And then, like, the rest of the fight scene, oh my god, someone's covered in blood. And then that shit. It's,
It's really good with its visual comedy.
it's wild. It's so fucking wild. I love it. I genuinely do.
Well, I'll say this. We'll see what the next like whether or not like or not whether or not how much you enjoy the next arcs. I think I haven't read them, and this manga is I'll say having watched the anime, the manga is significantly better. Although the anime has some really good fight scenes in it.
Yeah.
Has like the Saber Alter fight scene in particular is ooh fucking fantastic in the anime. But there are elements in the next or in the next arc that didn't go over well in the anime. So I'll be interested to see how they go over in the manga and how what you think of them when we eventually get there. That has not been localized to English, and I do want to give them a little time to see if it will ever be officially localized.
Has this been made into an anime?
There are 4 seasons and 2 movies, and it's still ongoing.
Can we watch this?
So remember what I said. This series is also one of the most controversial series in Fate,
Okay, but like
because the
this
anime
first
turns out
arc, like
Vorn has
this
actually seen the
this is
first arc of the
fine.
anime and is fine. This is fine. The first arc of
Okay.
the anime was also fine. I I'll say the second and third arcs of the anime get a little bit far for a lot of people. So
I would like to at least watch this first arc. I think it would be really fun.
okay, we can watch it.
Yeah.
I'll maybe because we're not finishing Camelot anytime soon, anime wise, and I'm running out of a stall time for the next when we get to the next anime season. Maybe I'll put the first arc in as the first Fate anime I do after we finish Apocrypha.
Yeah, because you and me are gonna watch Camelot.
Yeah, yeah. Not that I wouldn't like to do Camelot for the channel as for the others as well, but I want to finish the campaign, and we probably shouldn't do it right after doing a video on Camelot just with you and I.
No. But yeah, anyways, it's just absolutely wild work. 10 out of 10. This was fantastic.
Yeah,
Um, I
I
don't,
actually really do like. I know I went on a rant not that long ago during a tea time chat. I actually
yeah.
really do like this series.
Listen, I don't know where this is gonna go from here, but based on just this first book, absolutely fucking stunning. Absolutely stunning. And I think I can say with full confidence that my favorite part of this is the author's ability to bring levity into every scene without trivializing what's happening. The author is really great at balancing this into a comedy, but not a comedy that's incapable of actually doing things.
I'm I don't know if it's my favorite thing we've done on the channel literary wise for Fate, but it's definitely the best Fate manga we've read, I think.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's my opinion that it's the best thing I've read from Fate so far.
Oh yeah, we can have diverging opinions on that.
Yeah.
But I definitely, as far as the manga we've done, agree there.
Yeah. Well, because we've only done,
We've done FGO and Extra.
yeah, yeah, that's fair. Not a ton though, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh,
All
well,
right.
you got anything else you want to say about this before we move on to whatever we're filming next?
Not particularly, no. I'm glad you liked it. I certainly was enjoyed reading it for the first time recently too, so.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. 10 out of 10 would recommend this. Like, you should definitely check this out. All
All right, guys.
right.
We'll see you next time
Like,
with
comment,
whatever.
subscribe.